Saturday, February 26, 2022. A lot to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. So much happening. I don't know about you, but yesterday I was completely drained with what is taking place in these markets, what's happening across the globe. Just drained yesterday. Had to take a break, but I wanted to make a video today. Before I start this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with everyone. Share it on your social media, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. But let's get right into what's happening this morning. I was just going over some of the news, taking some notes, and I just wanted to share this with all of you. Please comment down below. So many comments, so much knowledge down in those comments. Please keep it coming. But cash deliveries strike Polish ATMs as people panic and stockpile cash. So we are seeing a run on cash now beginning in Eastern Europe, an ATM run, and people are going to the ATMs. They're out of money. They're out of cash. This according to Bloomberg. There is mass panic in multiple countries at the moment. People in Poland are emptying out ATMs to the point the ATMs have run out of money. So is this a sign of things to come? I believe this will happen to more countries in Eastern Europe. It's a matter of time before it comes to America. All it's going to do is take one cyber attack, and you are going to see panic unlike you have ever seen in your lifetime. And this is why I have said for the past couple years, don't leave all your money in the bank. Don't be reliant on a plastic card to save you when the lights go out. You do not want to be out there when things like this happen. This is a very, very serious time in our world, ladies and gentlemen. So much happening. But I want to switch gears here, and let's go back to yesterday and the day before yesterday. Dow climbs 800 points in its best day since late 2020. This on CNBC as investors weigh latest on what's happening in Eastern Europe. Now, the day before yesterday, we saw the Dow Jones down 900 points. It rallied back to close up 93 points. So what is that, a 1,900 point turnaround? I don't know about you. That's not normal. That's not natural. It's completely artificial. And you know that the Fed was buying it all up. Yesterday, Friday, Dow up 843 points. This is absolutely bizarre. When I see things like this happening, you know, we're getting very, very close to something very, very big happening. This is so fake. It's so unreal. It's so man-made. I don't think I have to explain it, but just think, a 1,900 point turnaround. Then the next day, the Dow goes up an additional 843 points on the news of this war. Now, before we were being told that the market was going down because of all this war and the talk of the invasion. And so the markets didn't like that and went down. But now they're going up on the same news. So what's changed for the markets to do this 180? Because the news is all the same, but something's changed. So I think that we all know what it is. It's the Fed continuing to buy in, continuing to keep these markets propped up, continuing to keep the patient on life support. U.S. pending home sales plunge in January as mortgage rates soar. U.S. pending home sales fell 5.7% month over month. And this takes me into this article on wolfstreet.com a couple days ago. Inventory of new houses highest since 2008 amid stalled projects and worst spike in construction costs ever recorded. Home builders have amassed, get this, 406,000 single-family houses for sale at all stages of construction, according to the Census Bureau 2 days ago. This is the biggest unsold inventory since August of 2008. That ring a bell to you? 2008? Up by 69% from a year ago. This represents 6.1 months of supply. I truly do believe that with all this inflation, the rising cost of everything, the everything bubble, the geopolitical storm, war, you name it, we are going to see a flood of homes hitting the market this year at some point, probably around this summer. I would estimate that we're going to start seeing a flood of homes hitting the market. We're going to continue to see landlords putting homes up for sale. We're going to see people who've lost jobs, people who are in trouble selling homes, people who couldn't work out a modification with their bank after the forbearance, selling their homes, and of course, all these builders. Massive building permits pulled throughout the country, homes under construction right now, and we are going to see a flood, a wave of homes hitting the market, new homes, pending homes. It's going to be an absolute mess, and we are going to see a housing crash take place. Not saying that's going to happen this year, but I think we're going to start seeing a big correction begin this year, 2022. And look, anything could pop the bubble, ladies and gentlemen. We could see that bubble pop this year. Would not shock me. Would it shock you? It's not going to shock me. All it's going to take is a little prick, and that housing bubble is going to be in big trouble. All it's going to take is for interest rates to go up a little bit more. I looked yesterday, and I saw a 30-year mortgage fixed rate at 4.25. 4.25%. What's the breaking point? Is it 4.5, 4 3/4? Is it 4.25? Things are slowing down right now. There's no arguing that. It is slowing down. How did Americans' income and spending hold up against red-hot inflation? WolfStreet.com. In real terms, income has fallen 7.7% from the stimulus-inflated January of 2021. So basically from a year ago, real income has fallen 7.7% according to this article. Disposable income fell 10.1% from a year ago. This situation, ladies and gentlemen, is not getting better. We are in a serious predicament here, and I don't see any way out of it. I think the Fed now is trapped. I don't even know at this point if the Fed even knows what they're doing. Why aren't they raising rates yesterday? What are they waiting for? Now they're saying, we're hearing a lot that it's not going to be a half a point, it's going to be a quarter. It's going to be a quarter point, 25 basis points. That's going to do absolutely nothing. And so I will continue to buy gold. It's amazing. We saw gold at what, $1,970 the other night. And of course, all this short selling of paper pushed the price down. I think we're a little bit below 1,900. Great opportunity. People continue to ask me my recommendations of where to buy gold, where to buy silver. SD Bullion, I have a link down below. Check it out. I don't care if you buy gold. I don't care if you buy silver. It doesn't matter to me. That's where I've been buying gold and silver from for the past 3 years, thanks to your recommendations. And SD Bullion has been phenomenal. But look, if you're in the market to buy gold or silver, buy who is reputable, buy who you feel comfortable with. I've been buying from SD Bullion. Many of you have been buying from SD Bullion. Link down below. Check it out. Again, I don't care if you buy it, you don't buy it, who you buy it from. I think with this little pullback, it's not a bad idea to have some physical gold, physical silver. I was talking to somebody today at Jersey Mike's. I was getting a sandwich at Jersey Mike's, waiting in line, talking to this couple next to me. And, just a lot of people now really, really getting nervous. When I just talk to the general public, they're getting very, very nervous, very concerned because they're invested in these markets. And people don't understand the importance of holding real things right now. I told them, I don't trust anybody, and I certainly don't trust these markets. This is the time for simplicity, to be holding real things, to be holding cash, to be holding some gold, to be holding some silver, not to be holding debt, okay? To be holding real things, food, water, property that you can raise animals on, things like that. But people just, they look confused when you talk to them about things like that. They're confused about simplicity. They'd rather be gambling in Ponzi schemes. They'd rather be gambling at the casino or the poker table of Wall Street. They don't know any better. They're just brainwashed with this mentality that your money must be in the stock market because you can't earn anything at the bank. So we've got to have it in the stock market, and that's the only place. And so they're putting a lot of trust in the system. And this was an older couple. And I just think people like this, when they get wiped out, there's no coming back. They're too old. And I'm sure they have a very nice standard of living at this point. And they've done, I'm sure, very, very well up to this point in the stock market. But what happens when the dip doesn't come back? What happens when reality sets into these markets? What happens when the world loses faith in the dollar? What happens when the world realizes that, you know, so many of these companies on Wall Street are zombie companies propped up by the Fed? And what happens when the Fed stops buying? What happens when the Fed stops buying mortgage-backed securities and treasuries? And it's going to be a mess, ladies and gentlemen. You've got pensions upside down. You've got municipalities in massive debt upside down. You've got household debt at all-time highs. It's just a mess. And yet people believe in the system still to this day. And it's a scary thought, because there's going to be no way of getting out of it when it starts collapsing. And just look at what happened last week, the volatility when these markets were going down, and just over the past couple of weeks, what's happened. It's a warning to all of you of how fast things can happen, how fragile it is. Without the Fed right now, this thing would be over. And there is no doubt it needs to be over. This thing needs to come crashing down. It needs to be shaken out. We need true valuations. We need to know what the price of a real asset is. It's just turned into a Vegas casino. That's all it is. The hedge today, University of Michigan consumer sentiment remains at 11-year lows. Not good news. But yet I see people today all over the place driving. People, I don't know what it's like in your area, but out here in Los Angeles and Riverside County, Orange County, I've never seen so many people out driving. And gas prices are soaring. You would think gas was 99 cents a gallon. Here's an article that I was reading this morning on CNBC. 93% of loan borrowers aren't prepared to restart payments, survey finds. Student loan debt, another ticking time bomb. After a pause of more than 2 years, federal student loan bills are set to resume May 1st. But 93% of the borrowers say they're not financially prepared. Maybe it's time to get a job. And unfortunately, many of these people are going to find out and realize that that degree that they got is worthless. It belongs on the bottom of somebody's bird cage. It's going to be completely worthless. But look, that's not my problem. You took out the loan. You need to pay it back. There's 10 million jobs out there. And yes, most of them are low wage, minimum wage, service sector type jobs. But you know what? You should just go get a job and start paying this back. You signed on the dotted line. You should pay it back. But yet I think a lot of people would rather have the government pay it back for them. And again, these people took out this loan and promised to pay it back, and that's what they need to do. So we'll see how that plays out. Wall Street Journal, a new brand of sticker shock hits the car market, and it's called price gouging, ladies and gentlemen. And in this article, I'll talk about this gentleman, Kevin Peters of San Diego. He had to fly to Las Vegas to buy his Ford F-150 and drive it back 330 miles just to get a deal. And the deal was paying sticker price. That was the deal. He flew all the way to Las Vegas and drove back 330 miles with this truck just to pay sticker price, not to save $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. No, just to pay sticker price, because he went to other dealerships in San Diego and the dealers wanted to charge him $5,000 to $8,000 above the suggested retail price. It's again, we've never seen anything like this. And then when you look at the luxury car market, some of these videos I've watched on YouTube where people going to BMW or Mercedes dealerships, and you're seeing serious price gouging. Some of these luxury cars, they're propping up $35,000 to $40,000, marking them up $35,000 to $40,000 over MSRP, and there are people paying it. I saw one where they went to a Toyota dealership and a 4Runner, they marked up $10,000. So this is just something that we've never seen before, and people now, if they want to buy a new car, they're going to get price gouged. And this is, I think, no time to buy a new car. But if you're forced to, get ready to pay above sticker price. So as we're talking about this sticker shock in regards to new cars, used cars, how about the shock of gasoline prices? Average price on Friday for gasoline, the national average, $3.57. A year ago, that was $2.65. And I don't really have any doubt that that national average is going to go to $4. Yesterday, I put gas in the car, $4.48 for regular at one of the cheapest gas stations in the area. And yet I see people driving around like it's 99 cents a gallon. I don't know how people are doing it. I have an idea. I think you have an idea that we're seeing a lot of people out now because, you know, here the weather's been fantastic and people are getting out, but how are they paying for it? Especially with the price of automobiles, the price of food, the price of rent, the price on a mortgage, the price of car insurance, health insurance, the price for appliances, you name it. How are people even driving around? If you watch some of my past videos out in Los Angeles, Orange County, traffic absolutely horrendous. But how are people doing it? Think about that. If you're putting super unleaded in your car out here in California, you're paying over $5. I saw super unleaded today at $5.40. That's about the average out here. $5.40 for super. So if you have like a really nice, you know, SUV, you got the new Escalade, or if you're driving a big diesel truck, diesel prices are out of this world. Think about that. You got a 30-gallon tank, and you're paying $5, $6. That's $150, $180 to fill up that SUV, to fill up that F-250, that F-350 easily. Unbelievable. I have no idea how people are doing it other than many of them putting it on the credit cards, and they're going to worry about it later. So I just wanted to just go over some of these articles with you. And before I close, I want to go over this ATM issue again, this ATM run that we're seeing in Eastern Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, don't think that it cannot happen here. It can happen very, very quickly. How many, I see so many people evacuating cities and trying to get out. And just think how fast things can happen and how unprepared a majority of those people were. How many of those people had, you know, extra money put away, extra cash, had some gold, had some food. Now it's going to literally take days to get out of their city. It's going to be a nightmare for so many people. But look, we're hearing so much talk of cyber attacks, grids going down now. If there's any kind of retaliation over here, it could really turn your world into a living hell. It could take your world and turn it upside down very, very quickly. And so are you prepared to deal with a lights out situation for a week, 2 weeks, 30 days? Be prepared, because it can happen. We are really seeing things now take place in the world that we've never seen in our lifetime, and nobody's ever seen it in any lifetime. And so the lights can go out, and the technology today, the weaponry of today, it's there, and everybody in the world can be affected by this, including us. And so again, if there's any type of retaliation, please be ready for that. I hope that things simmer down. I hope that we see some peace. But more than likely, things are going to escalate, and they're going to escalate around the world. And knowing that, then you need to be preparing for it. So be your own central bank. Don't rely on the system to feed you. Don't rely on the system to pay your bills. Don't rely on the bank to keep your money safe. Don't rely on the police to keep you safe. Make sure, number one, you're walking close to God. And right behind that, make sure you have your security situated. I cannot stress that enough. These people that make these videos and try to give you the answers to everything, I'm going to give you the biggest word of advice today, in my humble opinion, okay? The biggest word of advice today is have your security situated. Have your security in order. Be walking close to God. People want to know what the solutions are to these problems. I just gave you two: God and security. Get those two, and you're already off to a better start. You've already put the odds in your favor. Okay, do those two things today, and you're much better off. And get yourself some food, some water, have some cash put away. Don't be one of those people that if the lights go out, oh, I'm gonna have to go to the ATM. Do you know how fast the ATMs will run out of money? They'd probably be out of money in an hour. You would see a line of 100 cars at every ATM in your area. You'll never, ever you'll never ever get your money out of the bank. You'll be done. And you'll just have to wait until things get fixed and hope that they get fixed. Don't leave things in your safety or in your safe deposit box. That's a big mistake right there. Again, be as self-sufficient as you can. Be as far out of the system that you can. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Share this video. God bless.